Irish language. 3 little words. Cave, Mila, Forge. Cave, Mila, Forge. Would you say that with me, please? Cave, Mila, Forge. Cave, Mila, Forge means 100,000 welcomes. And when we add 2 little words to it, Macri, it means 100,000 welcomes my heart. So it's a prayer. Looking within, seeing what's there, and in self-compassion, welcoming all that is within our hearts. If we can do that, we're doing well. So I'll sing it once and then you'll join me, please. Give me love for chat. Give me love for chat. Give me love for chat. Every heart a candle flame, in every heart a fire burns, in every heart a shining star, in every heart a golden sun. Give me love for Chet. Veiled, in every heart a truth unknown, in every heart a secret name, in every heart a lovely dream. Give me love for Chet. we asked the question, what does it mean to create a safe space for people? And then we asked, can you give an example of when Jesus created a safe space? I'm not sure if we mentioned this one or not. Did we mention the one about the woman who washed Jesus' feet? Did we mention that one? I can't remember. No? So I'd like to share that with you tonight, that story, where Jesus creates a safe space. But interestingly enough, like with the other story, the woman initiates it, and she, through her courage and compassion, creates, in a way, a safe space for herself. And then Jesus joins that intention, that effort, and in solidarity. And a safe space is created. So keep in mind, this is the first step in healing, according to Judith Herman, in her work in recovering from trauma, to be in a safe space where you don't have to worry about where's my next meal coming from, are people going to attack me? You don't have to worry about those things. You're in a safe space where people see you for who you are and affirm you for who you are. And that creates not just safety, but freedom. Freedom. But that's a rare place. It's a rare place. And any space that claims to be a safe space can do better. Always. There's no such thing as a perfectly safe space, I'm sorry to say. Somebody can always walk through the door and make it unsafe. And we've had that happen here before. So, with that in mind, I'd like to share with you from the Cotton Patch Gospel, Clarence Jordan, his paraphrase of this story, where it takes place in Alabama or Georgia or someplace down that way. So, up to date, Jesus' story. Now it happened that a certain church member, highly respected, used to teach Sunday school, invited Jesus home for dinner. Jesus accepted the invitation and went into the church member's house and sat down. And then a woman entered the house. Now, people had been talking about this woman, and they were saying nasty things about her. But she had heard that Jesus was being entertained for dinner at the church member's house, so she showed up. Not only that, but she bought a bottle of very expensive perfume. And then she sat down next to Jesus at his feet, and she was crying. And she cried so much that her tears began to drop on his feet. So she began to dry his feet with her long hair and kissed his feet tenderly and dabbed on some of the perfume. Now, you just picture this scene, right? Imagine it. Right? A highly respected Sunday school teacher, all of a sudden a woman coming from the other side of the tracks, let's say, is sitting at Jesus' feet, and her tears are falling on his bare feet, and she is holding his feet, she's kissing his feet, and drying his feet with her long hair. How do you think that'd go over today?
Well, we would all be very surprised.
We would all be very surprised, to say the least. Well, here's how it went over in this story. When the highly respected church member who had invited Jesus saw what was going on, he was outraged. He thought to himself, if this fellow were a real man of God, he would instantly recognize what kind of woman she was that's fondling him, and know that she's a shady lady. I just love the way he paraphrased. So Jesus, knowing his thoughts, That was the thing about Jesus. If he looked at you very often, you could know what they were thinking. It's like, oh my God, I'm better hide my mind. So Jesus, knowing his thoughts, said to this highly respected Sunday school teacher, I want to talk with you about something. So this highly respected Sunday school teacher said, sure, doctor, go ahead. What do you want to talk about? Jesus said, I have a story to tell you. Once upon a time, two men were in debt to a certain banker. One fellow owed $500 and the other owed $50. When neither of them could pay up, the banker, who was a generous person, wrote off the debt of both. Now, which of the two do you think was more grateful? So the highly respected Sunday school teacher scratched his head and said, why, I suppose it was the one who was relieved of the larger debt. Right you are, said Jesus. And then he turned to the woman, but said to this highly respected Sunday school teacher, and listen to the question he asks. Do you see this woman? Isn't that a good question? Do you see her really for who she really is? When I came into your house, you didn't even give me a glass of water. You certainly didn't wash my feet. But she has bathed my feet with her tears and dried them with her hair. You didn't even shake my hand. But she, ever since she got here, has lovingly kissed my feet. So let me point out to you something. Those that have been relieved of a heavy burden are filled with great gratitude. I'll say that again. Those that have been relieved of a heavy burden are filled with great gratitude. And then he said something to her, to the woman. He said, your past is gone. Be free. Start a new story. Now all the guests at the table started whispering among themselves, who does he think he is? Telling her her past is gone. For they were very much aware of her past, and they could not let it go. But he said to her, you can let it go. Let it go. What you have done for me will be remembered forever. Start a new story with my blessing. Isn't that the kind of Jesus you want to meet? Mm-hmm. So that's the story. And in one moment, Jesus creates this beautiful safe space where he witnesses her, he sees her for who she really is. He gives her affirmation, admiration, love, and he defends her against, and it's almost always men, sorry to say, the men who are all too ready to condemn the woman. And then he goes further, because in the process of recovering from trauma, there's something else that needs to be done. He gives her a new story. It's no longer the story that the neighbors are gossiping about. It's a new story. And he says, you're free now to live out a new story. I mean, if I were to write that paraphrase, I might put a response in from her. And it says, yeehaw, you know. So that's the process of recovering from trauma, all in one story. You see? It's a beautiful story. Any thoughts, questions?
Not on that particular story, but it just occurred to me another safe place. The Last Supper. He knew what Judas was up to, and still made a safe place for him in the meanwhile,
We do.
you know?
Yeah, it's good to go through the gospel stories and ask that question. Where's the safe spaces where people can be themselves? Where they don't have to be afraid anymore? Where they're not going to be attacked? And where they can claim their dignity and walk out into a new story. Beautiful moment. Any other thoughts? Close with a song.
Yeah.
She eating a rug.
Stop. Stop it.
That's the Bob Newhart approach to therapy. There's a little refrain. When the night is fallen, F-A-L-L-E-N, and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us, faithful friend, you love us. I'll sing it once and then join you. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us, faithful friend, you love us. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us, faithful friend, you love us. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us, faithful friend, you love us. When the night is fallen and the moon shines softly, gentle light, you guide us, faithful friend, you love us. At the close of this day, we give you thanks for your great love for each of us, everyone, everywhere. May we become more like the Jesus who creates safe spaces, more affirms and defends, and creates a new story. May it be so.